Now, Storm Tracker 12 weather with Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman.
The heat is building out there on this Thursday. We're up to 99 degrees in Medford, 97 in Grants Pass, 88 in Klamath Falls, and up to 90 degrees in Mount Shasta. Lots of blue skies throughout southern Oregon and northern California, but there will be a little bit of a change tomorrow. It's going to get hotter. That's one thing about your Friday. The other thing is we're going to start to see the leading edge of some monsoonal moisture start to push up into southern Oregon and northern California. You can see these high clouds into parts of Nevada and California. That is what's going to work up into our neck of the woods as we head through the day tomorrow. We're going to stay dry, but as more of that moisture moves into the region and some weak disturbances off the California coast to work through, we will have the potential for some thunderstorms, especially later this weekend into next week. In the meantime, clear skies for much of the region tonight, down to 60 in Grants Pass, 58 in Wairika, down to 51 degrees in Klamath Falls and 62 in Medford. Tomorrow, we're going to heat up pretty quick by about the lunch hour into the upper 80s in the Rogue Valley, and highs will climb into the triple digits tomorrow afternoon, forecasting a high of 105 degrees in Medford, and that would break the record high for tomorrow of 104 degrees. So some pretty toasty conditions in our west side valleys, highs into the triple digits, including in Wairika, and then mid 90s on tap for Klamath Falls, Lakeview, as well as Mount Shasta. Pleasant along the coast, 69 degrees in Brookings with some breezier conditions further up the coast. We have extreme heat warnings in place for our west side valleys, 1 p.m. tomorrow through 8 p.m. Monday. So we're going to see a few days here of some very hot temperatures, highs into the triple digits. Now, meanwhile, along the Cascades and Siskiyous, the east side, eastern Siskiyou County, we have a heat advisory that only goes until 8 p.m. Saturday. Notice as we go through this weekend for Klamath Falls, that heat not as impressive, especially by Sunday. Highs will be up around 90 degrees because that's when thunderstorm chances will be going up. But staying very toasty in Grants Pass and Medford, highs well into the triple digits this weekend. So here's Stormcast. As we head on into tomorrow, notice those higher level clouds streaming into southern Oregon and northern California through the afternoon. We should stay dry. And then on Saturday, passing clouds, still very hot, and we'll be keeping an eye on the east side, especially Lake County, for a few isolated thunderstorms. But those thunderstorms become more numerous and widespread by Sunday, and especially into early next week. We'll be watching that very closely. The heat, it stays pretty hot in the Rogue Valley right through the middle of the week, and then highs back down towards the mid 90s in the valley by Thursday. So a pretty hot stretch. The coast, great place to be to beat the heat in the days ahead. Northern California, a toasty stretch. Highs up around 100 degrees or so right through the weekend. Slight chance of a thunderstorm on Sunday. The Basin, a stormy stretch of weather, especially starting Sunday into next week. The mountains also looking at that threat for thunderstorms, especially into next week. And then in the Rogue Valley, a very hot stretch of weather, highs into the triple digits, and keeping an eye out for a thunderstorm possibility next week.